Good morning everyone, and look at that, sun and moon in the same shot, night and day collide. Welcome back to North-Brabant everyone. We're back on the farm in crack of dawn, as you can tell. Right, if any scene ever, one picture said crack of dawn, that is it. Sun and moon, or maybe some sort of apocalypse, maybe, I don't know. But here we are, we're back on the farm, bright and breezy, first thing in the morning. And been getting some work done off screen. So Sebastian was busy cultivating this field, so let's get him going. Now the reason I've got him with the little cultivator is because we're going to get the I want to get this planted with corn again, so we need to use the little old school seeder for that, and for that we need to actually cultivate it, so that's why we're doing it with that. Over on the other field, let's bring the HUD up, field 3 this is. I've just been playing around, before I set Sebastian away, I just did a play around to see if I could sort of try and straighten this field out. So I was thinking potentially we could cultivate down here and try and straighten it off, but that didn't work. So then I thought we could probably cultivate it straight down there and to there, and have this as a square or sort of a rectangle field, and then we've got all this ground to play with maybe a forest on it. But you know, when I say forest I mean an orchard, of course. But then I just thought, nah, it's not going to work. Let's just go as it is. You know, it's not too much of a bind to get it harvested, so that's what we're going to do. Right, on here. Oh, good, get rid of that mod. I don't like that mod anymore. Let's just have a quick look at the fruit type we have currently planted. So we got oats on field 8. Field 5 we're going to reseed with corn. We've got rye on field 45. Field 11, it looks like we haven't seeded field. I'm sure we seeded field 11 last time, didn't we? We got canola on field 7. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, so I think we could probably go for, let's have a quick look at the storage and what we got. So we could probably look to get, I don't know, maybe put some sunflowers down. Oh, sunflowers, they're not very good price, are they? What's going well at the moment? Canola is obviously quite expensive, and so is barley. Let's do some barley then, just to mix it up. Oh, missed. Let's go around again. Let's go round again. Okay. Start her up. Unfold her. The best way to seed this field, that's a tricky one. There's no great way to seed this field, it's such an awkward shape. But what I could do, actually, let's spin round. If I get this bit done first, then we can always try and get Mark or Sebastian just to tidy up. I think that's probably the best way forward. Right. Good thing about this Vaderstad, no cultivating required. It's got its own little front-built cultivator set in, so it's a straight drop and plant, which is a fantastic time saver and much loved on the farm sim community. Right, so we've got 40 grand, we're going quite well, and we need to make sure the animals are, interestingly, the milk did not sell last night. That is interesting. Field 8, which is our oat field I believe, looks to be ready to be harvested already. Wow, that seems to have grown really quickly, which is grand. And yeah, that's it's a bit weird how obviously the textured lines of the field are not kind of corresponding with how we're sowing. That's an interesting thing. It's obviously a pre-arranged pattern. Oh, I'm missing a bit. Am I? Yeah, I'm missing a little bit, but the seeder is cleaning it up quite nicely. So I think I'm going to get tidy this little bit round here, then maybe let Sebastian... Actually, maybe it's a better idea just to... well, you see I've squared it off. If we seed it off similarly to that, we can probably get Sebastian doing this main chunk on his own, and then I can tidy this little corner up offline. Whoops. Oh, it was always going to happen. We were sliding towards that. This tractor really isn't powerful enough to really get control. It does a job, but it's it needs it probably. Actually, that's a good point. Does this Vaderstad have a work requirement to it in horsepower? 180 horsepower, and we're using 143 horsepower. Yeah, we should be using the same really. That kind of makes sense. Why it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes to control. So if we just square this off, we could probably let the AI take over. We don't have to do all the way over to here, but see now interestingly, that is sowing. The lines of the the seeder are going the way of the sower. So that is interesting. So just in that corner then. I am not sure why that is. Anyway, yeah, this is... we are kind of sliding around in this tractor a wee bit. But this can be Mark's problem in a second. So if we just straighten this up. Actually, how's Sebastian getting on over there? Still got a bit to go. Okay, so if we set him on his way... Brilliant, so Mark's sowing barley there. We've got Sebastian over here. And we've then got... I wonder... Can we get this pulling a trailer? If we can, then we can get the oats harvest started. Here we go, here's a trailer. Oh, these articulated vehicles kind of make you seasick after a while, don't they? Nope. Is that not a hitching point? That looks like a hitching point. Let me just bring the No, it doesn't appear to be a working hitching point at the back. That's a bit disappointing. I was hoping that would be, and we could potentially use this just to pull the trailer into the field. But maybe the combine has a hitching point. If that's the case, maybe we could look to get rid of this JCB and perhaps... How much would we get for selling that? Where is it? About 40 grand back probably. And then we've got, of course, the... Let's go over to the mods. We've got the New Holland telly. Oh, it's 105 grand. Okay, what about their wheel loader? That's expensive as well. Okay, scrap that idea. What about the other options we have? So expensive. That's very expensive too. Telehanders, that's 85 grand. That's 79 grand. So we bought the 79 grand. Do you know, I'm half tempted to get rid of the JCB and get a Liebherr. Or the little skidster. The skidster looks immense fun, but not particularly practical at this point of time because we need something a little bit more weighty. But I am looking we look at the vehicles and stuff we have, it would be nice to get the sugar beet stuff. So we've got some good stuff there, but I really want to get the... Where's the sugar beet? Potato sugar beet. So we need about 100 grand. We're not too far away from that, but yeah, we're not there yet. Now, does this have a... This has a hitch, but again, I'm not sure. We need to get some fuel, actually. For once in these games, I need to refuel. Should really turn the engine off when we're refueling, just, you know, for safety reasons and stuff. See how much this is going to cost. A lovely bit of red diesel. Wow, she drinks it out, doesn't she? 250 litres. Coming up to 300 litres. She's going to be about 400 litre, is she? $380 litres. Wow, that's a lot of fuel. That's a lot of fuel. Right, can you pull this trailer? Kinda. It's not elegant, but it kinda works. Yeah, it does hamper the turning circle, of course, but that's fine. Okay, we're away. Our one-man band. Yeah, it looks ugly, doesn't it? That looks very ugly, but it's okay. We're only going down the road a ways anyway, so... oh, sorry. Wrong key. And we have it full of mixed ration, it would appear. Okay, should have checked that out sooner. Okay, well that scrap goes that idea. We'll just cover that up again then and park that on the side of the road. And we need to get a tractor over here to sort that out. Okay. Well, that bang goes my idea of what we were going to do today. We can get these lovely, look at these lovely oats. Oh, looking beautiful, ready to go. Oh, Mark's completely ignored where I said to go, and now he's only doing this little bit up here. You moron, what are you doing? Okay, fine, you just keep going. Sebastian, I'm going to pull you off this duty for a second. When you get down to the bottom here. Brilliant. We can come back and finish this field off. It's not a bother. So just drop that there. Cool. Right, so let's go on. Let's go and check on what needs. Is everything being fed? So the sheep have. They've got everything they need. Cows have got plenty. Okay, well, do we have a storage area for total mixed ration? That's the thing. I don't know is the answer. We could probably put a bit more in the cows because it's been a day or something since we last filled it up, so they would have eaten something, but not too much. Oh wait, hang on. So that's a water trough there. Do they have a feed trough in the field? No, I don't think they do they? That'll be the other option, of course, to see if we can put it in the... in the feed trough in the field, but they don't appear to have one, so that's that out of order. So we'll see what we can dump off in the actual shed itself. Quite a bit, it would appear. Wow. Those cows, they eat a lot. Which makes me a little uncomfortable about how quickly that mixed ration goes down. So we will need to be doing some more grass cutting and more silaging soon. Very soon. To make sure we've got everything we need. But that being said, we can now pull in over here. We'll put the trailer here. And we can get the oat harvest underway. Hurrah! I'm keen to get everything done and dusted, and we get the fields all reworked, so then we can start on our tree work, which is obviously going to tidy out down some of the trees, cut the lumber down as well, and also start planting our orchard. Whoa, okay, don't know why the tractor went shooting over there. Bit of oversteer. Brilliant, right, so we'll get Sebastian back on cultivating that field, ready for the corn. And then we'll go and hop on the combine and we'll get some oats harvested. We're going to get our oats, as it were. In the UK, I had a look around yesterday. The weekend has been a lovely weekend in the UK. Well, in Eastern England anyway, and very hot. And basically the harvest, they've done it. They've all pulled it in a week. It was it's not all completely done, of course. There's still some fields, but I think this week they are due to have some thunderstorms. So what they've done, clearly they've worked night and day trying to get a lot of it in. I'm sure there's different parts in the country and different counties and stuff, which obviously the climate will be slightly different, so they probably haven't quite finished everything. But yeah, it's they haven't finished everything here, as I was saying, but they've done a heck of a lot. Right, you get going. And it looks ever so good. All these double fields, they've even baled the straw and got that in. That's how quickly they've been working. Okay, right. Let's. Which corner should we start from? Let's start from this corner. Back around this tree. Right, let's get these oats done. We haven't done oats before, so this is going to be quite exciting. Of course, we have to unfold the top bin. And there we go. Let's commence the oat harvest. There we go. Oats. Our first time on oats in this, and it looks quite good, doesn't it? It's nice thick yield. It looks like we're going to get a decent yield off this. This field's all over the place, and it really needs to be straighter, doesn't it? We will, of course, collect the straw. Because that will be extremely useful. Yeah, a combine upgrade would be good as well, but we can't afford that. That is going to be very pricey. So I think to begin with we'll go for the sugar beets, so we can get some beets on the go as well, and then we'll save up for a bigger combine. Bit of a gap there. these oats seem to have grown ever so quickly. I don't seem to remember them planting them too long ago, so yeah, I'm amazed at how quickly that's come on. Now we got field 2 up there. We were going to plough that as well, weren't we? We were going to put that back into arable production, so that's another job. On saying that, I'm not even sure we own a plough at this point, so that's something we'll check once we come to the end. Nom 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 nom. With the sun behind us looking beautiful. So let's have a quick look to see if we own a plough. On the 3 times I've looked through this already today, I haven't noticed one. No, we do not. How much is a plough these days? 15 grand for a little one. Wow, maybe 20 grand for that one. That's probably a better buy, isn't it? I doubt we have any mods for ploughs. Why would you? No. We could of course borrow one, lease one, because that's another thing that we could do. We do have the lease option, so we might have to do that. We might just borrow one, because there's no point buying one if we don't really need it. We'll just lease one for the day, and we'll get Sebastian, and I'll do some work on it as well. I'll plot it out with the plough, and then I'll let Sebastian just fill in between the lines. Which would be good, and then obviously we'll get that field ready back into production, which would be quite exciting. Another field, more money potentially. Which is grand. The community server, the Taff and Exile server, or Farm in Exile, is going well. Yeah, last time I was on there, yeah, we got some really nice combines, got some really nice footage of everyone working in the fields during the last week's live stream, which was quite cool. Yeah, this week may be a little bit sporadic when it comes to videos and stuff, because my parents are moving house, and they've drafted me in to do a lot of the shifting, so I won't be around pretty much a lot of this week. You literally got to be out of the house by a certain date, and it happens to be Friday. And they've got a big house. It's the house I grew up in from about the age of 7. So yeah, they've lived there 29 years. Yeah. So it's quite a sad day. But they are, they've retired, so they are downsizing. It's a very big house. So yeah, they're downsizing and buying a wreck of a house, but a really nice wreck of a house. And they're going to do that up as their, I think they needed a project anyway. My dad needed a project. Now he's retired, so that's what they're going to be doing. So that's good. That's what they enjoy doing. So that's fantastic. But yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be doing. So not only will I be helping them move, come next weekend when they're in their new, well, they're actually they've got a static caravan on site while they, because they've got to take the roof off the house and basically gut it and do all the business to it. Yeah, a lot of that donkey work. Muggins here is going to be obviously roped in as well. So yeah, I'm going to have a couple of very, very busy weeks to begin with, and obviously I'll still be working on there going forward as well. But it should only affect, I should imagine it's just going to be this week where I'll be doing constant trips in a van back and forth between the two houses, moving stuff during the evenings, which obviously hampers my ability to do any recording, and potentially hampers my ability to do any live streaming as well. I haven't really thought about how it's going to work, or whatever, but it's stuff that needs to be done, so that will be taking priority. Real life stuff does have to take priority sometimes. I'm sure you'll understand. It's only going to be a temporary hitch, but I'm going to try and knock out a couple of videos tonight. I'm recording this before work actually. It's actually 7:30 in the morning, but I'm recording this on a Monday. and I'm going to try and record a number of videos tonight, hopefully at least 3, and that should get me to the weekends, I'm hoping. And then if I find any more time during the week, I can potentially get a couple more videos done. With the farming stream on Wednesday nights, which I do from the server, yeah, potentially that might go ahead. So what I might do is not have a video on Wednesday, and then we'll have the live stream go up as a video instead. That's one way around it, of course. It may be a bit later than usual, and it may be shorter than usual, but I'll try and I'd like to keep it happening because you know, we get a good crowd on there, and it's a good laugh. Right, we are 97% full, so we might as well drive back to the trailer and unload. Mark is still going brilliantly on that field. Grand. One of the things I do love about this game with the new fruits that we've added, like the rye, like the oats, all the straw is slightly different. It's all got slightly different colour. So, you know, the wheat straw tends to be quite a light yellow, pale yellow. Then the barley's quite a golden yellow. Then this one's a real richy, you know, bronzy gold yellow. It's lovely. It's lovely. They're all slightly different. And I'm just going to get this little tuft we just left at the end here. I say we, clearly me. I don't want to bring you into my failures. But let's offload this here. It's lovely oats. Gorgeous. Got a quarter to 6 in the morning. It has to be quite dry here in Europe to get harvesting at that time in the morning. You know, no early morning dew or anything like that. Which, you know, you can still get around Northern Europe first thing in the morning, even during in the summer. And interestingly, farming-related news in the UK at the moment. There's a lot of protests going on about the price of milk. You know, supermarkets are selling milk absolutely outrageously cheap. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK you can buy 4 pints of milk for about 89p, which is next to nothing. And that's, you know, that's incredibly cheap. And basically, what the supermarkets do, they have it as a loss, leading loss, knowing that things like milk, eggs, bread, if you get those cheap, you know, you can run them at a loss, but it brings people in the door, and then they'll spend money on other things, which you can make your money back. So they're kind of like they run them at a loss, but of course that means it really drives the price down. They buy it from the farmers, and the farmers are getting a bit hacked off, especially the dairy farmers. That, you know, it's becoming, you know, they're not actually making any money from the produce they do, which is obviously a huge concern because it drives the dairy industry in the UK. Well, it drives them out of business basically, which is a big problem, big problem, because we don't have the huge dairies like they have in America, where you have, like, you know, 1,000 head strong. Well, they're heads of cattle, aren't they? 1,000 heads of cattle per flock or whatever. Per flock. 1,000 heads. That's outrageous. Is it that? I'm pretty sure they said it was around about 1,000 heads in some of the Americans. Probably more in some of the big American estates. And it's not a flock, it's a herd. That's why I giggled when I said flock. Yeah, so what they've been doing recently, they've been, obviously there's loads of protests outside supermarkets and stuff. And yeah, one of the supermarkets, I think it was an Asda in Stafford, which is sort of it's not a million miles away from the border of Wales, in England. They actually, the farmers went in. They've been taking all the milk off the shelves and then you know, and giving it out for free as a as a kind of a prelude to this is what happens. The milk gets taken off us for next to nothing, and it's basically being handed out. But they actually had cows in the supermarkets the other day. Yeah, they took them in there as a big protest. So it's quite funny because all the staff and the police not really sure how to deal with it because it's a completely peaceful protest. But obviously it's disruptive, and it's making a point that our supermarket prices are driving the dairy farmers out of business, which, I mean, my uncle used to be, you know, it kind of resonates with me because obviously my uncle used to have a dairy herd, but he got rid of it because it wasn't paying the way. So yeah, it's a very, fortunately, you know, he moved into to other things. But yeah, the dairy farm was the biggie back in the day, but that's all gone now. So yeah, I have started buying milk from the local shop. Well, it's the local East of England Co-op, which they do say they do a better deal. So that same 4 pints of milk costs probably about £1.30 down the shop, which obviously it's 50p more expensive, but it more money of that does go towards the farmers. Now that's what they say. Who knows if it actually does, but yeah, it's not a good situation at the moment. I think the especially the dairy side in the UK, and I'm sure it's pretty similar to the rest of in some parts of the world as well. It's really in a tough place. And actually, interestingly, there was a program on it probably about 6 months ago where some farmers, dairy farmers, they'd stopped selling to the UK market via supermarkets and stuff. Instead, they were selling to China. They were getting much better prices for China because China apparently had a real shortage of milk last year. Probably still has this year. It's probably a you know, and something that just keeps rolling on. My lines are getting wobblier and wobblier, aren't they? But we're getting there. So yeah, dairy farming in the UK is struggling. That's basically the headline for that last 10-minute ramble. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Hopefully something will change soon. Supermarkets will give them a better price. You know, I know that will obviously then drive a higher price to the consumer, i.e. us. But I think, you know, it's, you know, you're paying a lot more for bottled water. You know, you're probably paying about 10 times the price for bottled water. And, you know, you use milk, well, unless you're lactose intolerant or you don't like milk. You know, milk is far more, yeah, it's bottled water is a luxury, really, isn't it? Yeah, the UK water, fortunately, is always tested, and 99.9% of the time it's perfectly safe to drink. It goes through rigorous tests, and if there is a problem, they obviously then tell you to boil the water until they sort the problem out, because they had a bacterial bloom or something in one of the regions of Lincolnshire, I think it was. But you know, these are things when something goes wrong, like a pipe cracks, or you know, yeah, and then they have to do some works, and the water may get a little bit disrupted. But you know, that happens in every country. But yeah, generally everything's good in this country, and yet you pay 10 times as much just for bottled water, which is a bit crazy, really. Anyway, guys, I am going to leave it there. I've rambled on far too much already this morning. I've got to get to work as well. But yeah, we have made a start on the oat harvest. We will crack on with this next time as well. And we're going to have to check on what Mark's been up to. Oh, he's finished this field. I'll just tidy up around that little dog leg, which no doubt he's missed. Well, I know he's missed because I didn't tell him to do it. So we'll get this field done, then we'll get them fertilised, and then I think this is the last field that needs to be harvested. Sorry, and I think then we can crack on with ploughing field 2, but then also the orchard and any wood chipping work we need to do. So we'll have to start looking around for trees which we want to cleanse from the edges of our fields. Yeah, so I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Thoughts and comments in the section as always, and I'll see you next time on North-Brabant. Happy farming.